Good afternoon, Liam, Finn and EJ. Thanks for coming into 2FM.
Thanks for having us.
Not only your first time at Oxygen, but your second time over the same weekend.
Yeah.
Are you the only artist to be playing twice?
Possibly, yeah.
It's kind of cool.
We're very excited about it, actually.
Because I hear, Dan Ogley was telling me that yesterday was crazy. Tell us about your airport extravaganza.
Yeah, well, we suffered from the Dublin radar problem, and our flight got put back probably about 7 hours or something, and we were supposed to be leaving really early in the morning, but we left at like 3 o'clock, and we were playing at 6:50, and we literally drove into the venue and loaded straight onto the stage and played, and it was actually quite good in a way, because there was no messing around, there was no time to get nervous or it was really cool.
Stressful though.
Kind of.
3 o'clock flight to be on air at 6 in Punchestown is pretty hard going.
Yeah, I think we sort of knew that being stressed wasn't going to help, so we sort of saw the humour in it, and it was actually worked in our advantage in some way, I think.
And then, not that sickness is ever something that would work to anybody's advantage, but Ida Maria is sick and they've asked you back, so obviously they were impressed with yesterday. It's
worked out really well, yeah. We love playing, so it's exciting to get to do it for a second time, and yesterday's show was so much fun, so it's kind of cool to get in place, play some different songs, and hopefully play to some new people.
Yeah. And same stage though.
Yeah, same stage, so it's like home.
Stage, future stage, and hopefully we'll be putting out a bit of it later on when I'm on.
Yeah, cool.
But for you, I want to understand how you do your live set. I've seen you on Letterman, the two of you together singing, but I've heard so much about when you're live that you start singing, you start recording, and then all of a sudden you're starting playing drums. Tell me how you actually technically build your songs when you're doing your thing.
Well, both EJ and I have like a loop pedal, which I've run my guitar through it, so I can kind of, as long as I tap it in time, it's kind of very, dangerous in a way and risky because I could completely botch it. But as long as I play some chords in time and I can loop that, and then I can add a bass line to it using another pedal that makes it sound like a bass, and then once I've got all these kind of loops going, I can go and play drums along with it, and it's all very, it's always on the edge of falling apart, but I think that's what's kind of exciting about it.
But for the audience, that's amazing to see. Oh, suddenly the singer's out there playing drums and doing whatever. And
yeah, I think when I first started doing it, and the first time I actually managed to get on the drums, it sort of just happened in the middle of a gig. I had these loops going, and there was a band that I was playing with drums behind me, and so I went and started smacking them as hard as I could, and all of a sudden the crowd kind of took a few steps closer, and the people at the bar that were talking stopped talking, and I realised that there was, I was onto something.
Yeah. And you played everything on your album, didn't you?
Pretty much, yeah. There's a couple other friends on there, but I guess you could say I'm a bit of a control freak.
Does he let you play auto harp?
He lets me do whatever I want.
Yeah, actually, I think I am somewhat a control freak, but also I think I just had a pretty clear idea in my head of what I wanted to do, and it just sort of happened naturally that all of a sudden I had a record finished and I'd done it all. So it was kind of like making demos. When you do demos in your bedroom, you end up just sort of indulging any kind of idea you have and play it all yourself, and I wanted to kind of recreate that aesthetic in the studio.
And do you have a favourite sort of element? Like, do you actually just sort of love playing the drums and don't want to let that go, or is it like, would singing be the first thing? Do you have a preference?
Well, I do really love playing the drums. It's a very cathartic thing to do. It's
unleash the animal.
Exactly. I feel like a happier person since I've been playing drums. But
and you're famous for being a very frenzied drummer as well.
Yeah.
Flail about like a madman.
I do flail. It's like maybe it's my place of comfort, and I'm completely free of my inhibitions there on behind the drum kit, I think. Yeah. And it is just I have more fun the more that I throw myself into it, the more fun I seem to have.
Cool. And with I'll Be Lightning, did you release it first in New Zealand, or was this kind of a European or an international release all at the same time?
It's been a funny kind of like stepping stone process, actually, because it came out in Australia and New Zealand in August last year, and then came out in the States in February, and then came out here in May maybe or something like that, and then
it was April, I think. Yeah,
April. Yeah, and it's just coming out in England, I think, this month, and then it's coming out in Europe in September. So it's just kind of like, it's finally getting out there everywhere. But it's been quite good because we can kind of focus on different territories at different times, and people still seem to think it's a new record, but we've been playing it for about a year and a half now. So
are you tired of it yet?
No, I think due to the nature of the show being so spontaneous and different every night, and the loops being so kind of unique to what you're doing that night or how you feel or whatever, it's kept it pretty fresh.
And what about, your links to Ireland? Because I know Brian Crosby from Bellix One was running off to see you yesterday, and the Bellies, and and obviously Nick Seymour is based in Ireland, and he plays with your dad. So do you sort of feel that Ireland's a bit of a I don't know, third home?
Totally, yeah. I mean, I've got an Irish passport actually. Yeah. Well, my grandmother was Irish. She was from Limerick, and moved to New Zealand when she was just a wee little girl, and so I guess I do feel like a bit of a affinity with Irish people.
There's a bit of red in your beard.
Bit of a pun there. But yeah, I mean, I've got a very Irish name as well, Liam Mullane Finn. You know, you can't get more Irish than that.
Pretty fantastic, actually.
Yeah, no, and I love the place and I love the people, so it's great to get to, come back, and it's great that people seem to be responding to the record. And even yesterday
the crowd was really enthusiastic
crazy.
And happy. We've been driving around England, so it's a bit of a contrast. They're a bit more reserved and responsive.
It's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Well, actually, an awful lot of people said to me yesterday, "Did you see Liam Finn?" And I was on air at the time, so I missed you. So I'm actually quite excited about the fact that I will be able to have a second chance to see you, which just happens to be the name of your single. It's amazing.
It's all about puns today.
Yeah, I mean, what are the chances? Liam Finn gets a second chance to play Oxygen, and a single a second chance with an Irish passport.
Yes.
So it's all tied together. Now you have a little green booty.
I know. I'm excited about the little green RTE booty.
And we're excited about the fact that you're going to try something that you don't do very often, I presume, on radio.
We've never done it before.
We wanted to perform a song, but we don't have any instruments, so we thought we'd just try and sing and tap our bodies like drums and...
I might even use the RTE booty.
Oh, yeah, as a shaker. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm liking
Interesting.
it.
Yeah.
This is exciting, because EJ, normally your auto harp
is quite psychedelic, yeah.
So instead, you've got sort of a
booty.
mock Converse boot.
As shaker.
Okay. And what song are you going to do?
Well, I mean, we could either do Better to Be or Second Chance. What do you reckon? Probably Better to Be.
Better to Be.
Yeah, do Better to Be, because we've got Second
Better
Chance
to do. Better to be.
Better to do. All right. Let's see what we can do. All right.
Yeah, in your own time.
All right.
All right.
So, all right, I'm going to try and play
Get a
drums on my
beat
body.
going.
All right. And better to be, and bigger than the other, heart on your sleeve, and hat on your head. And I want to see you playing with your shadow, hypnotize me with every step.
Oh, oh,
oh, oh. And falling asleep, or sitting at the doctor, I don't believe a thing that he says, and ordinary, and people like I told you are following me everywhere, and bottle it up, and bottle it up, and bottle it up, and bottle it up, and girl, you seem so nice, but I'll be gone by morning time, baby. Baby, I'll be gone. You fooled me once or twice, but the boy inside can't unwind. Maybe I'll go home. All right, EJ, bring it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And better to be and looking for an answer out in the sea than under your bed. And I'll probably just leave it till the morning. My energy is already spent. And bottle it up, 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 bottle it up, and bottle it up, and bottle it up. And girl, you seem so nice, but I'll be gone by morning time, baby. Baby, I'll be gone. You fooled me once or twice, but the boy inside can't unwind. Maybe maybe I'll go home. Spoiling appetite with bigger eyes than belly size, baby. Baby, I'll be gone. You fooled me once or twice, but the boy inside can't unwind. Maybe I'll go home.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Well done, you two. I'm impressed.
Maybe we should do the whole gig.
A cappella in the Roadcaster right here at Oxygen on 2FM.